जय हिंद एवरीवन। क्लास 10th के छात्रों का मेरे यूट्यूब चैनल पॉलिटिकल साइंस फॉर यू में स्वागत है। द फर्स्ट चैप्टर ऑफ योर हिस्ट्री, द राइज ऑफ नेशनलिज्म इन यूरोप। This chapter tells many things regarding Europe's history and other spheres of world political science and history too. So this chapter basically tells various things related to your chapter, and many of you found this chapter as difficult. तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि ये चैप्टर उतना डिफ़िकल्ट है जितना आप समझते हो। बट यस, इफ़ यू आप एनसीईआरटी के हिसाब से जाएंगे चैप्टर पेज बाय पेज और पैराग्राफ के हिसाब से, तो यू विल फाउंड दिस चैप्टर इज़ नॉट दैट मच डिफ़िकल्ट। बट सीरियसली अगर आप इसमें से कुछ बेसिक चीज़ें अगर पढ़ना चाहते हैं जिससे कि आपके मार्क्स कंसिडरेबली अच्छे आए, तो आई विल सजेस्ट यू टू जस्ट गो थ्रू मी एंड या जस्ट गो थ्रू द वीडियो एंड द वीडियो तो जो टेकिंग ओवर। सो जस्ट take it from this video and really it will help you. So students, there is one picture that is that chapter में first अगर देखेंगे तो your chapter start with that one picture, and while seeing this picture some moment which is coming out with flags and some activities which is happening, and this is telling the picture related to you can say the French Revolution, the idea the which begins to revolt in bold, yeah you can say the modern revolution and which is coming out. तो आप देखोगे तो इस पिक्चर में ये कह रहा है कि किस तरीके से एक प्रोटेस्ट शुरू हुआ और इट वाज टर्न इनटू मूवमेंट, एंड हाउ पॉलिटिकल विल एंड डिज़ायर केम इन द फ्लो एंड पीपल स्टार्टेड coming with their ideas and other things. So students, I'm just going to begin this. What is nationalism? Basically ideas of nationalism in Europe, the chapter that is telling. So nationalism is a feeling, love, affection towards this country. It is called nationalism. And here you will get to understand that why nationalism is a very important aspect to understand. So before it you will really get that key nationalism is something which is related to feeling emotion and pride, affection towards our nation. There are certain names will also come like Frederick Sorio and Metternich and other like Napoleon Bonaparte and Bismarck. This chapter is having summary types, so I will just go through idea of liberty, why liberty, fraternity, equality is very important. So you will understand through it. The first I would like to explain here कि nationalism, what is called nationalism. If you want to know, the nationalism is a feeling, affection, love towards your nation, and this means to say here when someone is having idea of nationalism means to say here that what does it tells. The nationalism is a feeling, love, affection towards your nation is called nationalism, and it was basically begin around the when philosopher, thinker started giving ideas regarding it, and around 16th to 17th century this term originated. So when French Revolution lasted, in that time बेसिकली इट केम। बट फिर भी अगर आप इसको जानना चाहते हैं तो राष्ट्रवाद क्या है, आज भी राष्ट्रवाद का नाम लिया जा रहा है और ये हमेशा लिया जाएगा। तो राष्ट्रवाद वह भावना होती है लोगों का जो उस पर्टिकुलर टेरिटरी में रहते हैं, जो अपने देश से न सिर्फ प्यार करते हैं बल्कि उसके सारे सिद्धांतों को भी मानते हैं, उसके वैल्यूज़ को भी अपने आइडियोलॉजी में रिफ्लेक्ट करते हैं और उसको उसी के हिसाब से अप्रिशिएट करते हैं। तो सम टाइम पीपल जस्ट कीप देयर हार्ट एंड सोल फॉर देयर नेशन, एंड आल्सो दे बिलीव इन दैट द नेशनलिज्म इज़ अ फीलिंग्स, अफेक्शन, लव टुवर्ड देयर नेशनल्स. So there is one point it is coming here in your book, and it is in paragraph, and that is what is nation state and what is nation. The idea of nation, yeah, nation state, and around it many time people give their different you can say aspect regarding it. So first, what is nation state? Because I'm just going through what is nationalism. Sometimes it asks as a definition. So what is nation state? Nation state means nationalism means to love, feeling, affection towards your nation, and it was basically begin through the process of protest, revolution. The first revolution which was happened in French, I think France, दैट इज़ कंसिडर्ड एज अ मॉडल रेवोल्यूशन, जहाँ के लोगों ने इक्वलिटी, फ्रेटर्निटी और ब्रदरहुड की भावना से ओतप्रोत होकर के और अपने देश को बनाने के लिए एक सब लोग कलेक्टिवली फॉर देयर सिक्योरिटी, फॉर देयर रिस्पॉन्सेस, फॉर देयर democracy, establishment of democracy, people came, that was considered as a nationalism. So students just go through many time, it will also came that the different types of kingdom, like in European nations like Germany, it was not united, it was Italy not united, Austria and some other state, when the leader started coming with the ideology that the nation, that is my country, and in that way the absoluteness which was instigated, that was given the idea of nation. तो what is nation, basically what we call as a nation, political science में कहा जाता है कि जनसंख्या, निश्चित भूभाग, सरकार और सॉवरेंटी, ये सारों चीज़ मिल करके राज्य बनाता है। उसी तरीके से पॉलिटिकल साइंस के हिसाब से और हिस्ट्री के हिसाब से देखेंगे तो दोनों डेफिनेशन सेम है। एंड आपके पेज नंबर, एनसीईआरटी पेज नंबर में अगर आप देखेंगे सेकेंड पेज पे, तो दैट इज सिंपली टेल दैट व्हाट इज नेशन। एंड आप देखेंगे सेकेंड पेज आप एनसीईआरटी क्लास 10th की बुक में देखेंगे, तो व्हाट इज नेशन, द नेशन इज अ कल्मिनेशन ऑफ लॉन्ग पास्ट okay long nation is a culmination of long past of endeavors, sacrifice, and devotion. A heroic past, great man, glory, that is a social capabilities is known as a nation idea. Anyway, I'm again explaining it. The nation is a culmination of a long past of endeavors, sacrifice, and devotion. A heroic past, a great man, glory, what is the social capital upon which one bases a national idea. The nation state is a culmination of all these things where people participated in the heroic history, people participated in all the establishment like government and the territorial integration. All these things just come together and gave the idea of a concept of nation state. Understood? Anyway, if it is the ideology, then always having a balanced approach in that. So students, 2 points I'm just telling you here. Nationalism in Europe, the first thing, and second point, then what is nation state. So two question sometime it ask. Okay, and certain terms is given in your book, absolutist and utopian. Basically utopian is a type of the society that is the ideal, that is too ideal. Sometimes it is considered as a state which is not found on earth. Many times people believe that such kind of the state only in dream, utopian society. Second point is after nationalism in Europe. Second point is students says very clearly, I'm just telling that what is called plebiscite. द प्लेबिसाइट को हम लोग हिंदी में बोलते हैं जनमत संग्रह या जनमत, और सेम वे इन पब्लिक ओपिनियन। तो प्लेबिसाइट इज अ डायरेक्ट वोट बाय विच all the people of a region are asked to accept or reject a proposal. A student, plebiscite is a type of proposal that sometimes is considered as when people of that particular nation come together, and it is a word that it is written in your book. Please go through the terms. While correcting the copy, we will check the certain terms based questions student won't be able to solve. Understood? The first, plebiscite, a direct vote by which all the people of region are asked to accept or reject a proposal. In India, Jammu Kashmir, when integral process was going on, so this process was taken out, and around 1952 plebiscite, the region like in Jammu and Kashmir, people were asked for go for Janmat Sangra like plebiscite, and then some other things they choose in India as their, you can say, the nation, and they moved, and it was the other thing, other process was came out. So plebiscite is a process in which directly people choose a site where they are going to be. Okay, it is a simple process. So three terms I explained: nationalism, second is nation state, and third is plebiscite, and fourth I used utopian society. Understood? So I'm just telling you the nationalism in Europe, the nationalism in Europe was not came just इतनी आसानी से नहीं आया. It was a series of change which was came through the process of change. Certain revolution came in the shadow of people participation and protest, and later it was become the part of the nationalism. Okay, the next point is very important to understand here, the French Revolution and the idea of nation. Students used to read. Sometimes this picture was also a matter of question, students. So you go through this picture and picture based question. The CBS is just going through the CBT mode, and in that you should understand that the picture based question is also very important. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom the picture and then you will understand that what does it tell. The cover of a German almanac designed by the journalist Andreas Robman in 1798. The image of the French Bastille being stormed by the, everybody know the Bastille in class 9th French Revolution chapter. It was the jail where the most of the revolutionary activity happened. The people who were in jail, they broke in the jail and came out from their cell, and really they joined the protesters, and later they gave the result of French Revolution. So student, it was a heroic act that made out, and you should imagine it. Who made this picture and what does this picture tells? Sometimes depiction of picture based question come. Okay, so please go through the picture. Next, the French Revolution. Sometimes question asks that what does French Revolution played in the idea of nationalism in Europe. The French Revolution is the very important revolution happened around 1789 in France, and it was against the Louis XVI rules, and where it changed the history and also gave the, you can say, the ideas for many, you can say, the nation in worldwide. Sometime it is considered as the modern revolution, a mother of all revolution which happened worldwide. This revolution tend to be focused on the human life, fundamental principles, equality, fraternity, and brotherhood, and give the stimulation to change the dynamism and change the rules of the people in the democratic state. That is why this French Revolution is known as the ideal revolution in the world, and also gave the new motto. You can say read the whole context. I'm just telling the picture of context of this paragraph, the French Revolution and the idea of nation state. So this was the basically gave the momentum for other revolution and the basis to how to protest and what the question to be raised in the French Revolution. Basically people aware about their fundamental right, and the other philosopher like Rousseau, Voltaire, and others, those who were present that time, they stimulated with their ideology and theory. तो आप इस तरह से समझ सकते हैं कि फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन किस तरीके से कैटास्ट्रॉफिक रेवोल्यूशन उस सिनेरियो में बनता है, और लोगों के आइडियोलॉजीज़ को एक तरीके से चेंज करने में, विचार को चेंज करने में किस तरीके से इट बिकम द वेरी पावरफुल वेपन. एंड दैट इज़ वाई वी कैन से दैट इन 1789 जो पूरा का पूरा जो रेवोल्यूशन है 1789 का, इट टेल्स द पिक्चर अगेंस्ट द लुइस 16 एंड द रूलर्स हु आर हैविंग अ डिक्टेटर अप्रोच. तो एक वन पॉइंट्स एट दिस पॉइंट यू कैन से कि दिस फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन इज बिकम द बेसिस फॉर many revolution. Understood? Next I'm just going to tell the next what the next picture is telling. Okay, next paragraph. Next is that there is a one more option is coming here. The one picture is given related to your European nation, and see, look at the map, you will see lots of you can say the countries are there, and many countries that time they are having a not a very proposed boundary, but it is proposed boundary, and later the many country has got the new shape and size in map. If it was today you will look at this. Okay, so one more question related to this paragraph, and that is what was Napoleonic code. आप जब भी आप देखेंगे 2-3 साल का पेपर अगर आप टर्न आउट करेंगे तो यू विल फाउंड कि नेपोलियनिक कोड से क्वेश्चन हमेशा पूछता है. तो आफ्टर 1789 एंड द नेक्स्ट इन 1792 द नेक्स्ट आप पाओगे कि इन फ्रांस द न्यू चेंजेस was that French constitution was made in 1790. Okay, 1791-92. The new constitution, it was France framed in France was in 1792 में आप देखेंगे the constitution process of making a constitution is France was came out. But after 1792 to after in 1798, the in between this the making up constitution was done, and the France was just become the democratic state. But when Napoleon Bonaparte occupied the power and he became the, you can say, the ruler again, he revitalized the same rules and regulation, and somehow it was came in the forms of dictatorial approach. So what happened basically, the new forms of the government was formed, and he brings certain changes in it. Around 1804, Napoleon established a new forms of the law, you can say, या guidelines या administrative law, which is known as Napoleonic Code. तो आप इसको ऐसे लिखोगे, the Napoleonic Code has established a new forms of, you can say, the system which instigated the France in the new way, and it gave the new types of the system that is called as a Napoleonic Code. These were these basically these principles were called: the first, he abolished all the birth privileges based on birth. He simply abolished the way Indian Constitution abolished according to Article 18, established equality before the law, secured the right to property, and next he also established a new forms of the he also made some administrative reforms in that. तो नेपोलियनिक कोड से क्वेश्चन जो आएगा आप इस तरीके से लिखेंगे: दिस कोड वाज एक्सपोर्टेड टू द रीजन्स अंडर द फ्रेंच कंट्रोल in Dutch Republic, in Switzerland, Italy, and Germany. Napoleon simplified administrative division, abolished the feudal system, and freed peasants from serfdom and manorial dues. And he made some industrial revolt, you can say revolution, sorry, industrial revolution in his country. He made guilds, and restrictions were removed, and simply transportation and communication system were boosted. So finally, in the era of Napoleon, France was got the momentum in the forms of the industrialization, administrative division, and the development, agricultural development. Lots of new things were, you can say, adopted by French people. So somehow he made the positive change for his nation. Okay, so this is also types of question that mainly ask. Okay, next question, students, I'm just going to explain here. That is the very important points that sometime it is asked that Frankfurt Parliament. Okay, the question I'm asking you, that how, when Frankfurt Parliament was held. Second question, unification of Germany, and next is unification of Italy, and next Balkans state and Act of Union. 4-5 points that you need to understand here. So one by one I'm just coming. Just go through this chapter, you will get more about it. So, and there is one timeline, please go through the timeline as well. This timeline tells you how chapter are related to it. ओके आप देखेंगे तो इसमें आपको सम टाइमलाइंस आर गिवन हियर. इन 1797 नेपोलियन इन्वेड इटली एंड नेपोलियनिक was begin, and around 1814 to 1815 fall of Napoleon in St. Helena, Waterloo में he was found, he was killed, and yes, due to some other, due to disease and all. And after 1821, Greek struggle for independence. 1848 is a great years in European history. Revolution in Europe, artisans, industrial workers, peasants revolt against economic hardship, middle classes demand of constitutions and representative governments, Italian, Germans, and yes, सच चेक रिपब्लिक्स डिमांडेड नेशन स्टेट. तो आपको हम 3-4 पॉइंट में भी बताएंगे. अगला है आपका नेक्स्ट टॉपिक में जर्मन इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ जर्मनी या यूनिफिकेशन ऑफ जर्मनी, लाइक इन द लीडरशिप ऑफ योर द वेरी ग्रेट लीडर लाइक ओटो वन बिस्मार्क. एंड नेक्स्ट आप देखेंगे हाउ इटली यूनिफाइड गॉट यूनिफाइड. एंड सेकेंड आप देखेंगे द बाल्कन्स स्टेट एंड यूनिफिकेशन ऑफ, you can say, yeah, act of union. So these 4-5 points, and one more question is era of romanticism. So this chapter is very long, and I just want to summarize in one by one, after one by one, because in your board examination sometime 4 and 5 marks question would be asked from one chapter, because 5 chapter would be proposed for your history. So here I'm just going to explain the point that unification of Italy. Okay, and unification of Italy is also very known topic of this chapter, because many time your teacher has given the proposed lecture at this point. And look at this picture. It is also the one club picture where people sit and they talk about their nation. They share their ideas when they got any new information around the world. These people share while sitting in the coffee house, warehouse, या any places which is very suitable to discuss. Okay, so there are certain points that need to check out about this picture, and how this picture, yeah, kind of the clubhouse, coffee house, warehouse, that what role did play. Okay, what was relevance on that time, and why it is very you can say क्यों इन इस तरह से जो पिक्चर हैं, या उस तरह में कि उस समय के जब उसमें आप देखेंगे तो यू विल सिंपली फाउंड कि हाउ दिस पिक्चर आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, एंड को क्यों इनका इस पे बेस्ड क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं, इसका भी एक रोल होता है। तो इसको आप इसको प्लीज़ चेक इट आउट फाइल व्हेन जब भी पिक्चर बेस्ड क्वेश्चन आएंगे तो इस पे आपको ज़रूर देखना पड़ेगा। तो मीनिंगफुली आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू टर्न दिस पेज, द एज ऑफ रेवोल्यूशन 1830 to 1848। वाई इट इज़ कॉल्ड एज ऑफ रेवोल्यूशन? समटाइम इट आस्क द क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 नंबर या 2 नंबर में पूछता है एज ऑफ रेवोल्यूशन से आप क्या समझते हैं। तो एज ऑफ रेवोल्यूशन में 1830 से 1848 तक के बीच की वे घटनाएं जो यूरोप के इतिहास को बदल दी, और जिन्होंने कई सारे देशों को, न सिर्फ देश आज़ाद हुए बल्कि वहाँ पर डेमोक्रेसी, स्लेवरी सिस्टम और न्यू फॉर्म्स ऑफ द पॉलिटिकल फॉर्मेशन इस्टेब्लिश, जिसका मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव यही था कि छोटे रिपब्लिक्स भी बन करके आते हैं, जिसमें नीदरलैंड्स, नॉर्दर्न आयरलैंड्स, इस तरीके से छोटे छोटे देश भी अपने अस्तित्व को बचा पाए। एंड यूरोप में अ न्यू वेव वॉज क्रिएटेड, नेशनलिज्म, व्हेन यूथ, न्यू पॉलिटिशियन, थिंकर, they give the idea of the new revolution which was lasted after 1830 to 1848. And in the same way the unification of Germany also took place, and unification of Italy तो इसी वेव में आता है, इसी पॉलिटिकल वेव में आता है। तो 1830 स्टूडेंट्स, इसको आप यहाँ से ट्रिक कर सकते हैं। 1830 का ये जो टाइम है ना, ये बहुत ही क्रूशियल टाइम है, इसको थोड़ा आपको समझना चाहिए। आगे भी अगर आप इफ़ यू वांट टू कंटिन्यू द सेम पॉइंट, तो आपको ये थोड़ा सा स्पेसिफिकली विल गेट टू नो दैट। तो ये जो पूरे पैराग्राफ हैं, इसको अगर आप नोटिफाई करेंगे तो विल गेट टू नो दैट कि किस तरीके से पूरा का पूरा जो एज है, it was really become the part of you can say the change, and how new country came, new nation were become the, you can say, the part of this revolution, the movement, and how did it was created a new you can say sphere. Okay, so after this uh, the romantic imagination and national feeling. Romantic imagination and national feeling, what does this tell? Romantic nationalism and national feeling means to say here, it is called era of romanticism. If you know John Keats, his romantic poets, and many other came in that time. In mass media studies, we have read that the how newspaper and journals started, and in that particular, people started their idea. They started sharing their vision for their nation and ideas. So this idea of national feeling and imagination that came in that time. Okay, so what does this tells? क्वेश्चन आता है 2 नंबर का, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाई era of romanticism? Yes, the era of romanticism means to say that when poets, thinker, ideologists, academicians started talking about the ideas of nation state in their poetry, their diction, their writing, their journals, इन दिस वे, जब लोगों ने अपने विचारों को व्यक्त करना शुरू कर दिया था, और थ्रू कल्चरल प्रोग्राम, इसमें दास बोक्स आएगा जर्मन पोइट्स का, Cultural played an important role and creating the idea of nation. Art, poetry, stories and music helped express and shape national feeling. जैसे हमारे यहाँ बहुत सारे कवियों ने वीरता के ऊपर लिखा, जिस तरीके से नेशनल मूवमेंट में हमारे यहाँ के लोगों ने पार्टिसिपेट किया, चाहे बुंदेले हर बोलो के मुँह, हमने सुनी कहानी थी, खूब लड़ी मर्दानी हो तो झांसी वाली रानी थी, उस तरीके से इस द सेम वेव वॉज क्रिएटेड इन यूरोप. Era of romanticism, cultural movement, poetry, and yes, dramatists. They started writing their quotient according to their nation, that was turned as an emotional quotient, and yes, feeling, and this wave was that gave the idea of national feeling. तो राष्ट्रवाद की जो भावना है सिर्फ एक जो घटनाओं में ही नहीं थी, क्रांतिकारी लोगों ने उनको अपने विचारों से भी बना दिया. और इंडिया में तो पूरा क्रांतिकारियों का इतिहास रहा है और उनके बारे में जो रचनाएं हैं उन रचनाओं ने भी बहुत रोल प्ले किया. सेम वे द वे इट वाज केम इन इंडिया. सो स्टूडेंट्स, look at this picture. Someone has made this picture, and this picture is telling the hunger, hardship, and the hard time of the people who are living that time. Look at women who are just ruthlessly, somehow either they don't want to let their husband to go for war, yeah, they are hopelessly, they are just seeing the moment, and there is no hope for good times. It was a really hard time. So the massacre art chaos, and this picture was made in 1824 by Eugen Dialectico. And आप देख सकते हैं कि किस तरीके से this picture has created in the era where the people were mercilessly, ruthlessly killed by the people in war, and somehow it was hard time. Another romantic such as German philosopher John Gottfried Herder in 1744 to 1803, he claimed that true German culture was to be discovered among the common people. Das Volks. Das Volks is called as a you can say local folk, in that the poetry, the ideas, the song has been written and in, yeah, in local dialect to commemorate the people, those who are fighting for their nation, and they having a idea of sentiments of nationalism. Folk song, folk poetry, folk dances, that true spirit of the nation. Okay, तो that is also having that. तो इस तरीके से कह सकते हैं कि एरा ऑफ रोमांटिसिज्म जिस तरीके से नेपल्स में इटली में एक छोटे से शहर नेपल्स है, वेनिस, जहाँ से रेनेसा का जन्म होता है, उस तरीके से कह सकते हैं कि जो आइडिया ऑफ नेशनलिज्म था, द फीलिंग, द एरा ऑफ रोमांटिसिज्म, it was also lasted in this way. The poetry, stories, music, and the dramas and the folks has played important role to dramatize the scenarios. Okay, students. So next topic I'm just going to discuss here, because we have to finish this point in one. Hunger, hardship and popular revolts. This is the in Middle Age it happened when people were hopeless. The food shortage came out. Yes, 1800, after 1848 Europe was facing huge famine and drought and other natural calamities, and some rise of food prices, year a bad harvest, and it was widespread population. And because somehow the towns were grew largely, but people demand were increasing and countries were not be able to maintain the silence the people, because it was huge demand. तो इस एरा में आप देखेंगे तो पॉपुलर रिवोल्ट्स वर लास्टेड, and in 1848 it was a such year where things were happened. तो आप लिख सकते हैं हंगर हार्डशिप से आप क्या समझते हैं. तो ये वही टाइम था जब इंग्लैंड में या अदर कंट्रीज जो यूरोपियन नेशंस में इट वाज अ ह्यूज डिमांड ऑफ द फूड, एंड इट वाज अ शॉर्टेज ऑफ द फूड, एंड ड्यू टू बैड हार्वेस्ट, demand, high demand, and yes, due to age of industrialization, the people just flooded in the cities. So some other point also came, the unemployment. So the very huge demand came out, and people were facing a huge challenge. So for against government, the uprising begins, and it was turned into the very hard time. Okay, so you have to write. Next, I'm just very eagerly waiting that the how did liberals took this revolt. Yes, what did they played in role? What role did they play inside of the this revolt, students? So main question, read this text and you will get to know. Next, I'm just going to explain is that is the यूनिफिकेशन ऑफ जर्मनी। स्टूडेंट्स, आज का जो जर्मनी देखने में लगता है इतना यूनिफाइड नहीं था, और इसकी यूनिफिकेशन काफ़ी सालों पहले शुरू हुई, जिस और इसकी यूनिफिकेशन का पिक्चर आप देख सकते हैं। तो फ्रैंकफर्ट पार्लियामेंट इन चर्च ऑफ सेंट पॉल, एंड दिस पार्लियामेंट वाज हेल्ड टू यूनिफाइड जर्मनी एज अ स्ट्रॉन्ग नेशन, and this was the visualization made by the Hitler, sorry, not Hitler, but it is a Germany ka Hitler, but this the whole making up Italy was begins through this Frankfurt Parliament, and in this assembly the series of discussion made by the people and the then liberals and ideologists who wanted to even monarch too, and they realized that this if cycle of revolution and the repression could only be ended by the granting concession of the liberal nationalist. So that is why around uh, in around 1868, and this particularly this movement was started. तो जस्ट आप देखते हैं हाउ डिड जर्मनी वॉज यूनिफाइड, यूनिफिकेशन ऑफ जर्मनी एंड यूनिफिकेशन ऑफ इटली, दिस टू very important chapter you get, sorry, point of your chapter, that how did Germany get unified, who was the chief architect of German unification, and why Germany was not united. If you will see in map, you will found that Germany was not one nation. Even Germany was broken twice and thrice, then too still Germany is the stronger ever, and time to time and unified it, because of their people approach of unification and you can say the unity integration. Okay, the same process begin been a bitterly cold morning 18 January 1871. Assembly comprising the Prince of Germany, state representative of Germany, important Russian minister including Chief Minister Otto von Bismarck. Otto von Bismarck is known as the chief architect of Germany. He was the chief minister of Prussia, and he played very important role. Apart from uh, uh, King Kaiser William first of Prussia too, he also headed this meeting. These two leaders were very held for the imagination, whole imagination behind the scene to unification of Germany. तो स्टूडेंट्स आपसे पूछेगा who played very important role in the unification of Germany. The first was Otto von Bismarck and second was Kaiser William II. बहुत बड़ा चैप्टर है, आई एम जस्ट रनिंग विद द टॉपिक, लेकिन मीन आप सबको मैं बोलूँ अगर अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस से, तो आपको व्हाट इज़ नेशनलिज्म, डिफाइन नेशन स्टेट, what role that played, yeah, what was role of French revolution in the unification of, अरे सॉरी, in the nationalist ideas of nationalism, तो आप वहाँ से लिख सकते हैं। तीसरा क्वेश्चन, एंड नेपोलियनिक कोड क्या था, इससे आप क्या समझते हैं, प्लेबिसाइट क्या है, ठीक है, लिबरल्स कौन थे, और यस व्हाट वाज एरा ऑफ रोमांटिसिज्म, ठीक है, फोक्स के आप क्या समझते हैं, कुछ फोक्स का नाम बताइए, उसमें दिया है। इसके बाद मेटरनिक का क्या स्टेटमेंट था, व्हेन फ्रेंच स्नीजेस द होल यूरोप कॉट द कोल्ड, ओके, उसका जो स्टेटमेंट है, ये सब क्वेश्चन है। इसके बाद आपका आता है यूनिफिकेशन ऑफ जर्मनी। सो यूनिफिकेशन ऑफ जर्मनी बिगिन the process had the democratic process begin by this leader, and yes, look at this picture, the proclamation of the German Empire in Hall of Mirrors at Brussels, and okay, Anton von Werner. तो this picture is also very important. आपसे एक कैप्शन हटा देगा, पूछेगा what does this picture depict, और इसे किस कंट्री का इससे रिलेशन है, ठीक है, ये भी ये पूछता है, ठीक है, तो ये आप बता सकते हैं। नेक्स्ट, द प्रोसेस ऑफ नेशन बिल्डिंग से क्या समझते हैं, तो जर्मनी को एक बनाने के पीछे मेन मकसद ये था कि एक स्ट्रॉन्गर नेशन की परिकल्पना को प्रस्तुत किया जाए, और इसको एग्जीक्यूट किया था दोनों ने मिल करके, और बाकी नेशनल्स लवर जो थे जर्मनी में, दे वांटेड चेंज, एंड यस, because Germany was divided into 4-5 parts, and some of the parts, big part was ruled by Otto von Bismarck, and he began the process while talking to youth, taking people inside, and also with the यू कैन से वन पिक्चर इज आल्सो टेलिंग. तो अभी हम आते हैं इसके ऊपर. बट यस, वन द नेशन बिल्डिंग प्रोसेस इन जर्मनी हैड डेमोन्स्ट्रेटेड टू डोमिनेंस ऑफ प्रूसियन स्टेट ऑफ पावर. द न्यू स्टेट प्लेस्ड अ स्ट्रॉन्ग एम्फेसिस ऑन मॉडर्नाइजिंग करेंसी, बैंकिंग, लीगल एंड जुडिशियल सिस्टम इन जर्मनी. तो किसी देश को नेशन तभी कहा जाता है व्हेन कंट्री itself have a, you can say these thing, a country have its own flag, currency, banking system, sovereignty, you can say demography, and yes, territory. So these all things were very required to create one country. And in one more process, who are people involved in that, so please read this paragraph too and make notes. ठीक है. So the process of unification begins in Germany was through the process and by the and it was in the guidance of, you can say, the Otto von Bismarck and some other people. Okay class. तो एक पॉइंट आप यहाँ से ले सकते हैं. नेक्स्ट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इज़ दैट द पिक्चर बेस्ड क्वेश्चन आप जरूर करिए. ये आपके लिए काफ़ी यूजफुल रहेगा. ठीक है, डू पिक्चर बेस्ड क्वेश्चन. ओके, तो यू रीड दिस पैराग्राफ. Next is that, next in the row is map. Look at it is related. देखो, look at the Otto and Bismarck. ठीक है, ये भी क्वेश्चन पूछता है आइडेंटिफाई द पर्सन. ठीक है, हु इज गोइंग टू किक्ड आउट. यहाँ देख सकते हैं आइडेंटिफाई द पिक्चर. ठीक है, इट इज ओटो एंड बिस्मार्क. Look at this picture. The Prussian state is covering the large boundary in blue color, okay, in magenta color, and some other green color, and some, yes, this brown color is ruled by the other state, and that is why he wanted to unify other part to make a, you can say, country like Germany. So this unification of Germany was lasted in around 1866 to 1871. Please note down the date. Okay, so the unification of Germany was really a big, set the good example for other neighboring states like Italy, and they took the instance to also unify its own nation, because Italy was too, you can say, the divided into 7 states. Count in map, you will found that the several Sardinia, Lombardy, Venetia, Parma, Modena, Tuscany, Papal State, Kingdom of both Sicilies. These were ruled by the different rulers. Around 7 divisions in a small country like Italy. And Italian state, look at the before unification in 1858. And आपको पता होगा कि यूनिफिकेशन ऑफ इटली वॉज बिगेन बिफोर जर्मनी, but due to lethargic approach of leader and the people, the Italy got late unified rather than Germany. So in unification of Germany was very simple and very straight, but the Italy का unification थोड़ा, it was a different than your, you can say, these Italy. But फिर भी there are the 4-5 people who played very important role. Students, please read these texts. Like the first, it was the state also, some state also wanted to merge themselves in itself in Germany, Italy, Sardinia, Piedmont, and yes, some Austrian. It was Sardinia, Piedmont सबसे बड़ा state था. It was ruled by Austrian Habsburg, and it was under control. Habsburg was ruled by Pope, and southern region were under the domination of Bourbon King of Spain. तो आप देख सकते हैं कि outer forces controlling the rest part of Italy, and few parts were control of Pope. तो Italian language had not acquired one common form and still had many regional and local variation. तो due to colonialism and due to lethargic approach of its people, nationalist feeling was not that much proper, and that is why Italy got very late unification. बहुत बार क्वेश्चन समझने में दिक्कत होता है, but few people like Giuseppe Mazzini, like Mazzini, okay, and Victor Emmanuel Victor Emmanuel II, King Victor Emmanuel II, and one more, Chief Minister Keber. So 3-4 people, they came together and meaningfully worked to unify Italy as a strong nation, as a sovereign nation, and to give a political save, a national save, and Chief Minister Kevar, who led the movement of unifying the regions of Italy, and he was a very revolutionary person. He made all the changes. He made some meaningful, you can say, the slogans which really lasted. And here the bell, ring the bell, and Italian elite. He spoke French, and other people who, like youths and literally these state which was succeeded by the French, and yes, Austrian rulers were just came out इस तरीके से due to process of this Garibaldi, Mazzini, Victor Emmanuel Kant and Keber, the formally this it Germany was got unified. Please note down the dates. The Italy was divided into 7 parts, and other parts were ruled by the different countries and rulers. The formally, with the help of 4 5 leader and young peoples like Mazzini, Kever, Victor Emmanuel Kant, and Giuseppe Garibaldi, the formally Italy unified and become one nation. तो स्टूडेंट्स, किसी भी देश की राजनीति को बदलने के लिए अगर यूथ और वहाँ के पर्टिकुलर कुछ लीडर्स ना हो, तो यूनिफिकेशन इज़ नॉट दैट मच इजी टास्क. द वे इंडिया यूनिफाइड विद द प्रोसेस ऑफ you can say the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. He is known as Indian Bismarck, an Iron Man, and he also unified 562 princely state out of 565, and formally India became a unified nation. तो सेम आप समझ सकते हो, he was really a great ideologist, dedicated person, and believe in Indian unity and strength. That is why he unified India as a strong nation. And what we are looking today, the way he ruled, the way he played very important role, the way in Bismarck played important role in unification of Germany, and these four leaders like Giuseppe Mazzini, Garibaldi, Cavour, and Victor Emmanuel II. So in this way, Italy got unified. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, एक्ट ऑफ यूनियन का नाम आपने सुना होगा. आज हम ग्रेट ब्रिटेन का नाम सुनते हैं, GBR, ग्रेट ब्रिटेन के यूनिफिकेशन की कहानी शुरू होती है 1707 में. एंड दिस टास्क वाज, आप मैं थोड़ा जूम करके आपको दिखा सकता हूँ. तो एक तरीके से फ्रेंच इस आफ्टर दिस द एक्ट ऑफ यूनियन अराउंड 1707, when Aurangzeb was died in India around 1707, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and all four small states like Scotland, Netherlands, England and Wales got unified. Scotland, England, Wales, and Northern Ireland. They all came together and they created one strong nation with one flag, that is called Union Jack. They are having different flag and color too, but yes, formally they become that one shaped one, you can say, the territory where they could have some political culmination and political bonding, and also show their strength in front of the France, Germany, Portugal, Spain, and other European nation, to look bigger and also have some kind of the, you can say, the political irony. So that is why in the shadow of English Channel, the Act of Union crafted in 1707, जिसको आज हम लोग ग्रेट ब्रिटेन बोलते हैं. अंडरस्टूड. तो एक इसको एक्ट ऑफ यूनियन बोलते हैं. एंड दे हैव अडॉप्टेड द गॉड सेव our noble king, and Union Jack was a flag that was taken out. So formally the British nation, you can say, and the unification of, you can say, the England Act of Union, it is considered as Act of Union. ओके. तो आप लास्ट में मैं यहाँ पे बस एक पॉइंट बोलूँगा कि जो बाल्कन्स कौन थे, हु आर बाल्कन्स, एक क्वेश्चन पूछता है 4 नंबर में समटाइम. बाल्कन्स इज अ एरिया विच इज जस्ट कम्स अंडर द मेडिटेरियन सी, and where the small countries the share the boundary to each other, and when flow of nationalism and the unity was going on in the European nation, the same revolution was lasted in the shadow of Mediterranean Sea, where this small nation like Croatia, Bosnia Herzegovina, Serbia, and yes, Montenegro, these states Croatia, Greece, these states came together and they form one nation, that alliance that is called Balkan. The Balkan later, this Balkan state was last state, but after due to nationalist feeling in their own nation, the Balkan state were divided. ओके तो दिस इज़ वन पॉइंट वेयर दिस स्टेट वर ज्वाइन, कि हमको भी अगर जर्मनी से, ऑस्ट्रिया से, फ्रांस से अगर लड़ना होगा तो हम सब छोटे स्टेट हैं, ग्रीस है, बोस्निया हर्जेगोविना, सर्बिया एंड मोंटीनेग्रो, इन स्टेट्स ने एक साथ अपने आप को लाने की कोशिश की। आप यहाँ देख सकते हो पेज नंबर एट योर पेज नंबर 426, द बाल्कन्स पीपल बेस देयर क्लेम फॉर इंडिपेंडेंस। और बाद में धीरे धीरे बाल्कन्स की स्टेट्स के बीच में भी नेशनलिस्ट फीलिंग बहुत तेज़ी से आती है, और वहाँ के रीजनल फीलिंग्स और एक ऑटोमन एम्पायर के इन्फ्लुएंस से इन देशों के बीच में भी आपस में इट वॉज अ डिवीज़न, डिसिसिव थॉट्स अकर्ड एंड देन बाल्कन डिवाइडेड। ग्रीस अलग हो गया, सर्बिया अलग हो गया, मोंटेनेग्रो अलग हो गया, एंड बोस्निया हर्जेगोविना अलग हो गया। तो इस तरीके से फॉर्मली दिस बाल्कन्स स्टेट्स फॉर एक बार ज्वाइंट होते हैं, फिर दोबारा ड्यू टू नेशनलिज्म, ड्यू टू देयर ओन इंटरेस्ट, ड्यू टू नेशनल इंटरेस्ट, स्लोवेनिया, सर्बिया, मोंटेनेग्रो, ग्रीस, मैसेडोनिया, क्रोएशिया, इस ऑल द स्टेट्स वर जस्ट डिवाइडेड। तो पूछता है कि हु आर बाल्कन। तो बाल्कन मेडिटेरियन सी के देशों का एक संगठन था जो 1871 में बना। इसका मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव यही था कि अपने छोटे छोटे देश जो हम हैं, हमको किस तरीके से अपनी सॉवरेनिटी को मेंटेन करना है और अपने सॉवरेन स्टेटस को एक तरीके से मेंटेन करते हुए एग्जीक्यूट करना है। तो दीज स्टेट केम टुगेदर एंड फॉर्म एन अलायंस मेडिटेरियन सी में, और इन कंट्रीज़ के लोगों को सेल्फ्स बोलते हैं, SLAVS। ओके, और द मेन इशूज़ था इनको लेकर के कि हमको बाल्कन स्टेट को हमको एक तरीके से जो बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा जो ऑटोमन एम्पायर द्वारा कंट्रोल किया जाता है उसको शैडो से बाहर निकलना है। लेकिन आफ्टर फ्यू ईयर लेटर, जब नेशनल इंटरेस्ट, एक एक कंट्री का नेशनलिज्म या वहाँ की यूथ की ओपिनियन जब आते हैं, तो बाल्कन स्टेट्स फिर बाद में क्या हो जाते हैं, अलग हो जाते हैं। ठीक है क्वेश्चन, तो आपको समझ में आ गया होगा मैंने आज क्या डिस्कस किया इस चैप्टर से। मैं फॉर्मली डिस्कस नेशनलिज्म क्या होता है, आइडिया ऑफ नेशन स्टेट, व्हाट वाज द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ फ्रेंच रिवोल्यूशन, नेपोलियनिक कोड, era of romanticism, unification of Germany, unification of Italy, okay, who were Balkans, and one more point, act of union. So hope this chapter will also very you can say help you, sorry, yeah, whatever I explain you understand. Yes, some picture based question are there, like this lady, yes, Germania. What does this picture tells? What does this picture depict? Allegory. Sometimes it comes as what? Why she is shows as showing as a heroine, yeah, as a heroic character over here? You need to explain. ठीक है? In especially in German dialect, she has many, you can say, the vivid depiction in that. And look at this picture. Also, it also the fallen of Germania, and two picture having a contradiction to each other. You need to explain what does this picture tells. And yes, Germania, one more picture. The three picture of one lady having a three picturesque point, and what does this tell, you need to explain. Okay students, and yes, look at this, Italy, a shoe which is on which it is written as Italy. Garibaldi helping King Emmanuel II of Sardinia Piedmont to pull the boot named Italy. Okay, तो read all the pictures. Picture based question पूछे जाते हैं, and terms based question also asked. So please go through, revise the chapter and let me know. Okay, hope this chapter will help you to understand the concept and able to write the answer in your examination. Please note down the points which I have explained here. Okay, thank you and Jai Hind.